Greetings, survivors. Today we are going to be doing a live build. I'm going to see if I can get under an hour. And I'm only counting the time I spent on the build, not the before and after. So when I chop it, I'm going to make sure it's under an hour. Uh, Apologize for not showing up last Thursday. I'm readjusting my content calendar. I'm sure not many of you probably care, but I'm readjusting my content calendar. I'm picking a different day. Thursday was really late for me, and it's coming up on the summertime, so I need to find a new time that works for my family. So bear with me if you do watch these and you want to show up live. I try to give at least a day notice, but I'm on Tuesday at what time is it Eastern? 7 p.m. here, about 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I like this, but I don't know if it's going to stay this way. So I'm still playing around, still going through stuff, but we'll eventually get there. And I am realizing I should have shaved before this one, but that's okay. I'm getting ready for the apocalypse, the sales apocalypse. Let's get into it. So what are we doing today? We are going to build a sales funnel dashboard. I switched my plan. I wanted to do this. I was inspired to do this. I got off with the phone with the client and kind of demoed a Looker Studio, but I was like, we should make one for the live. I enjoy these. So what we're going to do is we're going to build a sales funnel with our favorite training set from Bite-Sized Munchies. And we are going to do a sales demo or sales funnel based off the mock-up data I made. Anything you see in these data sets, don't even try to email. They're made up. And if you can read some of the names, they're pretty hilarious. I think so. Like nice little Easter eggs I feel. But with these, we're going to build this cool sales funnel dashboard right here. And we're going to give it a different twist. So instead of having the bars that you normally see, we're going to do stack bars so we can see the percentage of where the fluctuation is based off the 3 services. So we have 3 services that we offer for human removal services. We have, remember, Bite-Sized Munchies is a company for zombies, by zombies, and they sell products and services directly for zombies. All made up and good fun. But this one, they have a 3-service tier. Got very common SaaS companies or sales type of things where they offer a human removal service in an area. The 3 services are Walker Wipeout, Runners Removal, and Abomination Eradication. Hopefully I got those right. I thought they were pretty funny, but each one is a different tiered service, with Walkers being the lower priced one and the Abomination being the more expensive one. So you would hire them to remove humans in a larger area. In this sales funnel, in the dashboard, what we're going to build is we're going to track down the sales journey of this mock-up data. So it will change over time because the data is generated to change about every 15 minutes. So you will see it change. And I'll go over some kind of insights of why we're looking at certain stages of the funnel. It's a very basic funnel and how it's set up. And then we're going to also, I added in top performing zombies. So we want to see the top performing zombie closers. And that's where we're going to have some more fun. The other thing I added on here that you don't see very common on dashboards is the average days to close. We're going to throw that on. And the other thing I wanted to add in there was lost revenue, opportune costs. Like, what did we miss out on? So hopefully we're making more money than we're losing on these sales calls. I feel that's important. So that way you can see, are we getting a lot of leads and not closing them and losing a lot of money? Whereas sometimes, depending on who's telling the story, you're getting a lot of leads and you're closing them and it looks good. But what you're really missing is how many of those leads that close were more affordable or at a lower price. But on the next slide, what you'll be able to do after this stream is you're going to be able to troubleshoot your sales funnel. A very basic sales funnel. You can add as many tiers as you want. It's a very common thing for salespeople, especially if you're starting out. This is kind of like the very basics. And each stage we'll go over like top of funnel. This one's got a 4-stage top funnel leads. It'll be leads, calls booked, appointment set, like a contract set, appointment set, and deals closed. That's kind of what we're going over. And at each stage, we're going to see where we have some issues. And spoiler alert, this one is not what you think. I set it up to be a little different to give us a little tidbit of other information to look out for. And then with these sales funnels, you can identify where the culprit of the issue is, as I call it. Where our problem is it in getting leads? Are we getting plenty of leads? Are we closing deals? Are we not getting calls booked? Then we can narrow down, fix one stage, and then see how it works with the others and then move on. That's the idea, basic idea with a sales funnel. And you'll be able to do that real quick. Why this is important, just kind of went over this. We can optimize our sales funnel, increase sales closures, get better leads that close, and higher value clients or customers. And oh, you know what? I want to point out this last part, the continuous improvement. You're always going to continuously improve, try to improve the funnel to get it better and better. And there's several ways to do it. I'm going to go over about 2 of them, but there's tons and tons of them. So the way this is going to improve your bottom line is if you're monitoring the funnel, you are going to be able to make adjustments quickly enough to where you can improve your bottom line real fast, depending on how long your sales cycle is. This sales cycle is like about a month or something. So, but if you're in a fast paced sales cycle, you'll be able to see things and switch things up real fast. Whereas some other ones, it'll give you enough time to strategically plan. You can see where the weak links in. This is kind of all the stuff we went over. And by the way, the images on here, I did not make. I found them on Google search with the term working zombie office. And again, as always, you'll be able to get this at the end of the stream. This time I did not publish it, so I'll publish it when I'm done building it. And let's go with the comments first, because I need some water. But yeah, that's where you're going to be able to find this template if you just want the quick download one. And again, there's probably nobody here in the comments, so this is where I drink water. And if you're at this part and you're on the live stream and you don't want to see the fluff, I do make a cardio version. Yep, that's a funny Easter egg. Cardio version, speed run version. Usually comes out about a week. I'm a little behind on editing them. CapCut does make it easy, but a little behind. So I will put them up there. You'll see it says speed run on the thumbnail. And that's where I cut out all this stuff and just go straight into the build. But if you like seeing this, please, I encourage you to keep watching. All right, no comments, no views. One of these days we'll get them, but I'm going to keep doing it. Let's go to the demo. All right, now we are in the building section. Remember what we're going to build? We're building, I'm going back to the slide deck so we can refresh our memory of what we're building. Mainly mine. We're going to build this sales funnel, and we're going to use the services from Bite Size Munches. Go back over to, okay, there's my mouse. I have to get a data set. So what we're going to do first is I got to import this data set. And I'm going to copy paste this, and I'm going to try my best not to do it, but yeah, so I'm not starting to clock now till the data gets going. But we're importing this from a data set. If you want this data set, you can get it on the Buy Me a Coffee as well. I'll have all these data sets that I'm going to generate that you can play with and use in your projects as well. But this is an import range. I'm importing it from a different Google Sheet. As you can see here, here's the document for the Google Sheet. Again, you're not going to get the email list. It'll mess you up. Don't even do it. And the tab I'm looking for is pipeline, and the range is A to Z. Should be about 10,000 rows. And the clock, we're sitting at, as soon as it loads, I said when it loads, we're going to, yeah, there was a reason I said it was going to load. It's a lot of data I'm pulling. Okay, clock starts at 9:23. Ooh, that's my son's birthday. 9:23. So we have date created, a salesperson. Let me put the bar down here. We have the deal ID, a unique identifier. The client, like I said, do not use these are not real emails. The deal name, these are just kind of standard things, probably something you get from HubSpot or Salesforce. The lead capture, the date the lead captures, we're using date so I can get the average time to close, the date the call was booked, proposal was sent, appointment was set, and the deal was closed, and the service that they have. Again, we only have 3 services, and here they are right here. And this is the amount the bill is. I have it set up on the other tab data set where I made the price of this thing based off of square footage. But yeah, let's take a look at our data set. We have 10,000 rows. Like I said, we have some missing data in the book call. So we're going to do a lot of counts. Most of this is going to be a count. And I think some ifs. I'm not going to go too fancy. I think there is one query function. And then we're going to build a tab over to kind of set up the stage for the funnel. But doing that, we could do it behind, but I'm going to do it on a separate tab because some people, I do want to show there's different ways to do things. So we've imported the data. Let's get the sum of each service. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to grab these 3 services. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to go to my build. This is going to be my dashboard. So let's change the name of that dashboard. I'm going to paste this right here. And I'm just using keyboard shortcuts. The cut one, I don't want it that close. I need these separated by at least 1 cell. Here we go. We're going to do this and this. Oops. Start keeping good housekeeping as we go. There we go. This. And I'm just doing this so I can get set up the way I know I'm going to have it. And we are going to merge these because I want a big scorecard. I can do the chart scorecard on these, but I'm not going to. I'm going to do the formula setup just because I like the way it looks better sometimes. So first one, we need the Walker's wipeout. We're going to use a sum ifs function. And we're going to go to our sales pipeline. Oh, you know what? I got to change the sales pipeline. And I spelled that all funky. Okay. There we go. Sales pipeline. And then we want to know sum range. So we're going to do M to M. I'm going to put 2. So that way it grabs it. If we add more data on the bottom, it'll include it. So here we go. Oh, sum criteria range, L2 and L. And then what we're going to do is we're going to say we want it to equal, and we have to put that in quotation marks. And then we're going to add it on to whatever cell is above us. So maybe, didn't do that. We'll put B4. I should have it in H, but yeah, I think I got these a little wonky, but E4. There we go. Let's change that to a dollar amount, and let's get rid of the periods. So we have the Walker's wipeout. Now, whoops. I'm going to select all this. I'm just going to copy these over to save time because we are all about saving time here. We do not want to drag them over because dragging them over makes it a little bit funky. We just got to change this to G. It'll drag the cells over because I did not lock them. You can lock them and then drag them over, but I did not do that. So we're just going to do it this way. Turn it into dollar amounts, and there we go. So we have the total sales of what each one is made. I think I got these off by like 2. So let's do it this way. Do some formatting to make sure I got it set up right. Okay, this and this. We are going to shrink these bad boys. I'm looking at my notes to make sure I got these on the right width. So that way, when I do build it, it kind of looks the same as what we have. But so there we go. We have that. Oh, you know what? We need a title. And one thing I always like to do with the A column is make that my buffer column. So that's going to be over here. And we are going to go, I'm going to say M, and then we're going to use N as our padding, because I'm pretty sure I don't have anything. So I'm going to delete all the extra columns. And what is the name of, what is the bite size? You guys like the spelling of that? Munches sales services. Sales service. You know what? Let's do it like this. Service. Yeah, we'll just do it like that. Perfect. And we'll center that one and center it. Okay. And I'm going to have to unfilter that a little bit, but that's okay. Well, that was quick. Now I'm going to go over to the comments, which I don't see any comments. Oh, where's my mouse? Comments. And this is where I'm going to take my Coca-Cola break. You know, if there was a zombie apocalypse, I would probably, the two things, like how Tallahassee and Zombieland goes for Twinkies, mine would probably be Coca-Cola and Snickers bars. Those would be the ones I go, oh, if I didn't have a gluten intolerant, it'd definitely be Little Debbie's Nutter Butters. Yeah, those. Oh, you know, if it's a zombie apocalypse, I'm going all gluten in. Who cares, right? All right. No comments. Let's go back to the demo. And what we're going to build now. So we're going to do the total revenue. We're going to do total revenue. And then we're going to do a total lost revenue. Remember, this is the one where we're seeing how much we could have potentially gotten, but we lost. And then average days to close. And we're going to merge these bad boys. All right, they are merged. So we're going to do the same kind of thing. I'm just going to take this formula. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to paste it here. I'm going to say our sum range is still M, but I need to change this to J. I'm going to change it to J, and I want to show you what J is. I want J, the date closed, because we're looking for closed ones, that is greater than 0, since we're using a date. Dates get a little funky in Google Sheets, and we're going to say greater than 0, because dates are actually number. They just can get formatted differently. And we want to make that into dollar amount. So days are, I can't think off the top of my head how it works, but say, for instance, if I turn this one into a number, that's the day number. So I'll undo that because I don't want to do that, because I need that. So this one's counting. Let's go over the formula, break it down. I wanted to add up the total sales revenue. Let's go over here so we can see the total amount on any of the days, only if they have a day close. So it has to be greater than 0. And that's our total sales. I'm going to take this, copy it so we can save time. And then we want to make this one. This is a little bit different. So we're going to take, because we can't do the data over with the dates, we don't want to do it that way. We want to make it very simple. So if somebody came over here and took over the spreadsheet of some sort, and we wanted to make it easy for them and not get too complex, because we don't want to be gatekeepers on this. So what we're going to do is we're going to get the total amount of sales, which is all of column M, total amount right here. The total amount. Hang on, this is going to drive me nuts if I keep seeing this. Oops. Larry, you're dying. You're killing your time limit here. Yes, but this is going to drive me bonkers to the Z house. All right, so we want the total. I don't want a sum if. I just want the sum. And then, since I know how much I already have in sales, I'm going to take the total and just subtract it. And boom, that's how much we missed out. Quite a bit, quite a bit. To do the average days to close, this one is, how do I want to word this? We're going to use an array formula. And what we're going to do is we're going to say what I want Google Sheets to do. I'm kind of explaining this before we do it. I want to say, I want all the ones that have a call booked or a lead capture, this column minus this column, but only if J has a value. And then I want you to subtract it, get those. And then I want you to average it. And then we're going to do it so it's dynamic, so it does it all the way. So let me make sure I'm getting this right. Okay. All right. I'm making sure I'm covering it. Give me 1 second, guys. I want to make sure I'm not missing any steps here. Okay. Yeah. We're going to take the deals closed minus the lead captures, and we only want the averages. So what will happen is we could use the filter, but we're not going to. We're going to say if there's an error, just don't count it. That way we can do it. That way we don't have to set the filter. It can easily do the math quickly. So what we're going to set up is I broke it up, but we're going to now do it all together. So it's going to be kind of backwards. We want to average the total of those difference, but if there's an error, I want you to make it a 0. And then we're going to make it an array formula. So that way it goes dynamic. Whenever we add more data, it does it automatically. And what we want is a date diff. And then we want the start date, which is the F2. So let's put in F2. Oops, I didn't put in F2. F2. And then our end date is going to be J2. Let's put J2. And then we want the day. D stands for day. You can do month, week, and year on this. I believe quarter as well. Does it say in here? It might, but I think you can do quarter too with the Q. Then I need to close this. So we're saying, okay, do the date difference math. We want it by days and we want it in number. I'm going to have you do it in an array formula. So we get this array, it'll return an array. But inside that array, now I want you to, since we're in the if error, now if we have a problem, I just need you to make it a blank. So that way it doesn't count it. And that's where it'll block out these blank ones. And then now we're in the if error. Now I want you to take that array and I want you to average it all out. And here we go. Approximately 31, we'll go 2 decimal points there. 31 days. I'm going to shift these up because my notes say I got to be up on 1. Yep. To make it match. All right. Top 5 closers. We're going to put that right down below. I'm going to do top 5 zombie closers. We're going to stretch that across here. Now the query function does something really funky. I noticed I've never done this before where I've had to split this, but it did do something funky. So we're gonna write this query function a bit unique, but I'll do it the first way to show you what we're gonna see here. So we're gonna do query function. I want all of this data. Go from here to M. That's the data I want. I want to, because we're looking for, this is like SQL. If you're not familiar with SQL, Google query function is a great way to learn. Sorry, ear itched. we want the salesperson. So that's select column B. That's our sales zombie. It's a salesperson, but it's a zombie. Our sales zombie. We want, then we want to do a count of J, how many closes they have. So we want to count how many of these are actually in there. And then we want to summarize that. We want the sum of the amount of money they made. We want this where B is not null, meaning it's not blank. So we only want it to return ones with value. And then we want to group by, we're going to group by B. And it's very important that you use capital letters because I remember my first stream, I screwed this part all up. We're going to order by count of J because we're counting the deals closed. And we're going to do that in descending order. But we want to limit. Nope, that comes after. We want to limit it to 5. We can make this like 10, 15, 20, 25, but we're going to say 5 because we want the top 5 closers. And then we have to label them. So we're going to label B as sales. Oop, I don't want to get sales zombie, comma. And we want count of J to be deals closed, comma, and then sum of M. Remember, they got to be caps. We want this to sales. And quotation. And I'm going to show you something. It does something really, really funky here. See how I have this gap here? I've tried to, now if I do this, let me show you what happens when, this is a really crazy quirk. Horizontal. Yep, show anyway. Notice how it doesn't go and give me sales because it's still reading these two columns, even if they're merged. I've never seen that before, and I thought it was really, really crazy. So yeah, we have to bypass that because we got a gap in there. So we need to put a gap in our formula. So we're going to undo what we just did. We're going to go back to the formula. And all we're going to do is I'm going to put 0 here. So that way I know what it is. And then after J, I'm going to put 1 here. Yep, I got the commas. Boom. I'm going to take these. I'm going to take these. You know what? I'm not even going to do that. I'm going to just do it like this. I think I got in trouble last time doing it this way. But I wonder if I put a space, if it'll do it. Yeah, yep. It didn't let me do it. What we're going to do here is we're just going to change it to the background color. We're going to change to the background color. To the background color. And boom, there we go. Now we have it set up. Now we know what our top 5 deal zombie closers are. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't think we need to put the ones there because that kind of says what it is. But let's do this. I want these guys. I want these ones to be merged horizontally. So it grabs it. I'm going to merge these ones horizontally. So it'll, remember how that trick, it stole that stuff? I don't really need to worry about that. This needs to go to the right so we know it's lined up. And these are going to all be centered. Yeah, I want these ones centered. I don't know if I like it like that. Let's do it that way. Boom. Now we got the top 5. We're getting there. We are getting there. Now we go to the comment section again because I need some water and some Coca-Cola. Yeah, leave a comment. It's kind of blank over there. I should just hire like some people to comment on here. That would be, I wonder if I get in trouble for that or if that's shady practices. That's all right. Ooh, Coca-Cola. I wonder if they endorse people for doing this stuff. Probably not. They're too big of a brand. Uh, all right. Yeah, you're probably like, what is going on here? Well, now we're gonna do the the creme la creme, I think as they call it, the whole brains of this thing, and that's gonna be the sales funnel part. So let's just label this. Uh, let's label this funnel format, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna hide it afterwards, so they won't even know it's being called somewhere. We want uh, what do I want to do first? Let's get the service type, and we're going to make this dynamic. So if we add a service, it will always be there. So we're going to use service type. We're going to equals. We're going to use the unique function. We're going to sales pipeline. We're going to go to service type, where it's column L, L2, boom. And that's not the order I wanted it in, but let's sort that. Sort. Actually, you know what? I think by column one, exactly one's true. Oops. No, that's not what I want to do. Oh, we want to do it sort. Sort column is going to be, what is the sort column? I think it's K. Yeah, we're going to go K. And trending. Yep, true. Because we want to go 1 through 2. And of course, it's not going to let me do that. We'll just put it in alphabetical, change it later. Oh, this will work. Yeah, because we got the top. Yeah, that'll work. Yeah, that's in alphabetical. Yeah, we want to do that. We'll do it that way. I was trying to get it to do it in the service tier, lowest to highest, but I don't have time to tinker with it. But we'll do that. And because we're going to be able to identify it with the color combination that we're going to use. So our next one is going to be a little bit complicated. We're going to get the percentage of, actually, no, we're not. I got to get the data. I need to do, do I want to bring it over as a lead capture or, no, because I can transpose it. Yeah, I do need that. I need to bring this back up. And I need to know what part of the deal we're on. So what I'm going to do is say, oh, got attack of the birds here. This is not birds horn. Penny, go get them. Tell them to get out of here. We're going to go to sales pipeline. I want these. F1 to J. Yeah, I want this, because I didn't put the curly bracket. Boom. So now I got my header. And what we're going to do is we're going to get the percentage of each of these, because I need the percentage to make the bar chart. Just check and make sure my pigeons aren't coming in my house. You're going to hear me scream like a little girl. If they do, my kids will run in here. We're going to do a count ifs. So what we're going to do is we're going to count if L is equal to whatever service it is, because that's where the L is. And then we're going to say we want you to count F if it's F is because that's lead capture. F is greater than 0. We want you to count it, but then we want you to divide it by the total number of F, so we get the percentage of what they all are. And then we're just gonna uh, drag these out. So it's gonna be count ifs sales pipeline ale. Oh, I didn't even put the equal sign. Yep, you can tell lack of sleep is getting to me. L. Oh, party foul. L. Let's go back to L. We want L2, not L1. We're going to do L2. Oh, actually, you know what? Let's just do all of L. I'm going to lock it in place with the cool ka-ching sign. We want it to equal, and we have to do the and sign because we're concatenate this. It has to be a string. We want it to equal A2. I'm going to lock A2 in because I'm going to do like a manual fill. So I want it to stay on column, this column. And then what I need it to do, because I'm going to drag it across. So we're going to go F is greater than 0. Oh, 0. Remember, we're putting it in the quotations because it's the same thing. Whereas if we had the string, we could do it, but we're making it more dynamic. We're going to close that, but we want the percentage. So we're going to divide this by the, oh, go get them, Penny. Get those birds out of here. Count A, because it's a textual type of thing. And we're going to use F2. F2. Oh, I'm going to lock this because I'm going to drag it to F. So we'll see this number should be 10,000. Is it not going to give me that number? It's not going to preview it. Oh, I guess not. So we'll hit enter. And we want that in a percentage. I'm going to drag this down and we should have it. Yep, A3, A4, and it should equal 1. So we're, oh, you can't see my face, but, and we're going to have it equal 100%. See? That's because we're going to do, the bars are going to be based off the stage. So I don't want to do a percentage of a whole. I'm looking for the percentage of the stage. How much of each stage are they doing? Because we're doing the stacked bar chart. And we are going to select this. And as we drag it over, it's going to shift it to the other one. So each one of these should equal less than 100 because we are, do I want it to be on F? No. Yes, because we're doing the stages down. So I want it to be on F because these numbers are going to be in there. I know you're like, why don't you just do it this way? No, because I'm going to do stacked 100. So it'll put it in there and these values will be in there and it divides it up by that way. You'll see what I'm talking about. But this is exactly what I want. And this is kind of like the funnel stage where it's at. And we'll be using that later. But now we need to reposition this, clean it up for the bar charts to get the, so we can get, as soon as it loads up, so we can get these stacked bar charts. So we got to position it differently for Google Sheets to transition. Good job, Penny. That's my St. Bernard. She's out there laying down, preventing birds from coming to attack me. What a good dog. So we're going to transpose this. I'm going to take this whole data set. I'm going to transpose all of this stuff so it cleans it up nicely. But you guys didn't know about doing it with this trick. Boom. So now I can take a chart for here. Oh, it's not. Where's my mail? Uh-oh. For here, I'm not going to do calls proposal sent because that's the same as calls booked. So we're going to leave that one out. But we'll do appointment set, deals closed, and we have our clean set up here. But we also need the totals because remember how I told you I was going to do the totals. Yeah. Equals total. equals sum of, yes, because these are going to be my scorecards. So I just want these kind of the same thing that we had before. I need them structured like this to make the charts. So what we're going to do is we're going to build the charts here, and then I'm going to copy them over to the other side. Let's take the first row, and this is where it gets to be kind of a pain in the rear. We're going to go insert chart. We're going to pick the stacked bar chart going horizontal. I want stacking 100%, switch rows and columns. There we go. Use column A as label, aggregate, average. It doesn't really matter. Service type, lead capture. So we're on the lead capture, and I can't delete that, but I can delete this. I can delete this, and I can delete this. I cannot delete this. Oh yeah, I can't delete this. So you're like, how did you get that cool stuff over there, Larry? Let me show you how we did that. If you double click on this, you get this cool little grid. I'm going to stretch it out all the way on the box. I'm going to come to this side. I'm going to take this and stretch it all the way over to the box. I'm going to stretch this down all the way, and I'm going to take this all the way. I'm going to get rid of the grid lines. I am going to make, going to the top, the chart style. We want a clear background, and we want no border. And we're going to keep the theme this way. We'll play, oh, I forgot to put in the values. We want the data labels. We want them centered. Oops. I didn't have it. I have it on 1. So you can highlight 1 if you wanted to, if you're doing a storytelling type of thing, but there we go. Now we want them all centered. There we go. And ka-ching-a-ching. All right. So I'm going to shrink this down to a width that I think is appropriate for a funnel width. That looks pretty good. Like you can shrink this down however you want, but what we're going to do, I want a little thin. Yeah, that looks good. I'm just going to copy this. See, copy. I'm going to line it up. I'm going to have the top of the blue touch the bottom of the bar. And then I'm going to kind of go halfway here. And this will be, we're going to copy this. Oops. Copy. And I'm going to do the same thing because this is our calls. That was our appointment set. This is our no, calls book. This is appointment set. And then deals closed. And I'm bringing it. We can adjust this later, but I'm getting it right here and we're going to center it later. I need to change these though, because this is done with lead capture. And this is where it's going to get frustrating for me because of how I have to do the range. So we're going to do 6. We're going to do D6. And then we have to add another range. We're going to do calls booked to D. Yep. And hopefully it didn't want to do that. So we want calls. Okay. Select range. I want that. I want that to be my axis, but you're not going to let me do it because you're being a jerk. So I'm just going to do this. I'm just going to manually do it because you're going to let me do it. Use column A as labels. Yes. Use row 6 as headers. Yes. But I need there we go. There we go. Y-axis is the label. And then we want this to be, yes, but I need it, not aggregated. I need it. Oops, oops, nope, undo, undo, undo. I need it vertical, 100% stacked. Okay, that's the setting we want. We want to use vertical, we want A, and then we want row 6's header. There we go. Let's see if we can do it good this time without messing it all up. Let's change that to 6. We're gonna add another range, and we want 10 because we don't want proposals sent. We want the appointment set because proposals were already sent after the call. We could add that in if we wanted to. Yeah, D10. And then we needed a vertical. We need did it work? Well, that was nice of it to work the first time. Same thing here. We're going to do D6, and we're going to add in A11 to D11. We're hit OK, and we're going to change this to vertical, and I bet it'll work right away. Boom! Yeah. So now we have our sales funnel, and you're probably like, no, we don't. Well, if I continue to do this, I'm going to make it look like a sales funnel by doing this. And I think this is way too wide. So we're going to shrink that. We'll shrink that, and we'll shrink that. And we're definitely shrinking the top. Now let's realign everything. Yep. Yep. Top is our reference. Yeah, there we go. We have a sales funnel. But what we need to do is we need to copy this. I'm going to copy it. I did the Control C, but we'll do copy. We're going to go back to our dashboard. We're going to come up here, and we're going to paste it somewhere right around here. And that's not what I wanted to do because I have these cells selected. I need this. You're going to make me do it one by one. Right on the live, aren't you? Just going to be a jerk. Don't worry, if you're watching this, there will be the speed run. So I will speed this part up on the cardio version. And the closing part. Oh, yeah, I definitely made that way too wide. Let's shrink it down. I want it down to about here. I'm lining them up on these cells so I can use the cell as the label. You'll see what I'm talking about in just a second. But I got to readjust all that work for nothing. I'm at 40 minutes. So I got 20 minutes left. That's not bad. I'll bring it down here to match up the table down there. Spread this bad boy out. Oh, yeah, I was referencing the top, so we need that. All right, we have our reference table. What we need to do now is we need to label each section. So we want to go, this is going to be actually dragged down. To right there. This is the formatting part we're getting into, so a lot of this will be sped up on the on the cardio. Okay. And how do I want to do this? Let's do this like that. We'll add a column. Nope, we don't want to add a column here. 1, 2. How far off am I? Oh, E and F and G. Boom. So G is this one. It's going to be like that. F is going to be the scorecard. So G will be like that. That's our gap. So our scorecard's right here. We're going to, oops. We're going to put this as a merge, copy it. Oh, you know what I should have done? I should have done this. You got the formatting already. That's all right. We'll do it again. And this is going to be lead captures. Did my mouse break? This doesn't count. I have 20 minutes. Cap tire. Don't do that to me. Quit load. Yeah, as you can see, the data is getting reloaded because I have it set up to change all the time, as you just saw. We have new sales people, new sales zombie leaders. What is this one? Calls booked. Let's put that. And this one is appointment set. Let's italicize that one. And then we're going to do deals close, baby. Perfect. Now all we need left is to do, do I want to do that as a scorecard? Is that what I have? Yeah, I have it as a scorecard. So we're going to use a scorecard on this one. So that way we can get the difference. We're going to do insert, chart. Not what I wanted to do. Not what I want to do. I got to go over here and do it. I got to delete these. They're driving me nuts now. Insert, chart. We want a scorecard. You definitely need to. Where is it grabbing the data from this one? No, I need D7. No, E7. E7. And we got to add E7, and then we have to add A7. This is another one of those funky dunky ones. Key value. Key value is E7. E7. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. Oh no. Let's delete that. Let's try it this way. Insert, chart, scorecard. E. We need E. Why is it not giving me a scorecard? Lead capture. We're on the right one. So the service type, and then we want the totals. No, we want the totals, and then we want the totals. And we're going to remove the title. I don't need a title. What I do need is to set the key value. I want to center it. I want it to be our primary color. want the baseline. We're going to center that. We're going to set this one as green. And this one, nope. We want this one as the bad one. And we want this one as the green. Yep, that works. We're going to shrink this bad boy. I'm going to shrink it down here. And we're going to, because I need to make it the size so it looks like a scorecard. And remember what we do? We are going to blanket. None and none. I'm going to copy this. Going to paste it on my dashboard. Going to paste it right here. And that way I can know what size I need. Oh. Come on. I think it's a 14. Let's go with 20. We can definitely shrink it some. Yeah, we'll give it that. It's a bummer it won't let me shrink the bottom some more. It's like, nope, you do not get to go. So we'll copy this. We'll put this right for our calls booked. We're going to copy this for our appointment set, and we'll copy it again. We're going to do deals closed. Okay, I got 10 minutes. That's going to be 15 minutes. I think I can do it. Yeah, I can do it. What's changed the range on this one? Totals. Baseline. Nope. This is going to be one of those funky ones again. Let me get the funkiness going here. To 11. Do I want 11? No. I need totals. I need it to be A6 through E6. I also need another range of A8 to E8. Key value. Baseline will be totals. It's not even going to give me that. Here we go. I'm on E8 and A8. There we go. Oh, no, key value. E8. And then we want this one to be E7. Actually, I can probably take this out and put 11 in there. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. A baseline value. Baseline is we need E7. Sorry, buddy. Yep, there we go. Okay. Now, how did I do that? We'll just copy this range. We'll go back to the dashboard. And we're going to do this. And we're going to take 6 off of that. We're going to do key value is E8. Oh, I got to take that off. Okay. Cancel. We're going to do, where's my E8? Oh, nope. We got to do 7. Why are you being like this, you jerk? Okay. What is my what are the customizations I have set here? 20. Okay, we'll go with 20. I'm going to delete that. I'll just take this one because I ain't got time to mess with it. We'll go boom. Oops. Customize key value, and we want that set to 20. And then we want to do it like this, and like that, and like this, and like that, and oh, shrink it. Yeah. Oh, right. Now we're just going to change it over here because I don't feel like doing it again. We'll do 9, 9, and E7. E9, E7. Oh, nope. I need 10 because 9 is the same as the other one. I did that when I was building that too. I forgot all about that. E10, E7. Let's customize this so I don't have to do it again. 20. Delete, delete, boom. No, it's not the same one. I want this one. Oh. Yep, you can get mad at Google Sheets a lot like I do. Don't be saying like, oh, Excel doesn't do it. Yeah, it does. They all do that. Just so you're aware, they all do this. Drive me nuts. Let's go back, fix this one. We're going to change that to 11 and 11. We're going to say 11 and base it off of make sure I copy it right this time. Boom. Oh, not 7 minutes. Okay. Well, oh wait, I had. Oh man, now I'm getting flustered. I had those comments, so those don't count. Remember, I said the comments don't count. Yeah, those don't count. So this is going to be under an hour. In fact, I bet when I do the speed run editing, it's going to be super cheap. Okay, these are going to be grouped. Let's start merging bad boys. Merging. 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 Now we're just doing formatting. Oh, yeah. Let me bring that down a little bit because I didn't like that. And this is going to be, we're going to put that all the way up here. This is going to be our merge. Sales. Oh, no. Sales funnel, baby. Where's centerize that? Center it. And let's bump it up. And we're going to italicize that bad boy. I got to look at my reference picture here. Center. Italicize. Let's bump it up to, what is this one at? Ooh, I don't like that. Let's do 14. Yeah, 14 is a good number. Yeah, and these will stay at 10, 10, 10, 10. These are good. I want these ones to be bigger though. Okay. So all of you bad boys, you're going to get centered and stocked up. I want you guys to be 2 lines. I'm going to make them 2 lines. So trick to get it to do this. I know that that's why I wouldn't do it. That's right. Yep, I remember because I can't do that because it's not the same. But that's okay. But if you wanted to, you can hold the Alt on a Windows and a Chromebook. I am using a Chromebook. And that'll get you, we want these bold. We want the zeros off. We took them off already. We want these at 16. 16. Oh, there's no preset to 16. 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 16. You know what? Why am I taking forever? I'm just going to use the keyboard shortcut. Boom. We want to bold these bad boys. I'm not sure if I really like them bolded, but we're going to do them bold. 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 Definitely bold. We are definitely going to knock this bad boy up to like 20. Yeah. Let's bring these down. I want these ones down. Ooh, that's too much. And what's italicize these? And these need to be dollar amounts. Whole dollar amounts. There we go. Let's turn this into a table. We're going to do alternating colors. Alternating colors. Have you guys checked out that new the new table thing? Yeah, I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan. Hang on, I got to get my first color to brand this bad boy. Get the first color in there. Oh, you know what? Nope. Nope. Cancel. I know how I'm going to do it. There we go. Yep, I still want that. And then I'm going to exit out of that. And I want to make that white. No, it's going to be that one. You'll see what I'm doing. I'm going to add this down one. X. And because I like a little bit of a buffer on my header, as you all know, I'm going to stretch this down. I'm going to undo this because I want the logo to be right above the sales funnel, but I'm going to stretch this bad boy. I don't think I need in. I'm going to stretch this bad boy. Where's it at? Oh, all the way here. We'll stretch it here. These will be their own. And we are going to insert the logo. Bear with me. I got to go find my logo. We got to get the logo. That is the coolest thing out of this brand. Bite-sized Munchies. Oh, here it is. Well, let me copy. No, I remember this doing that stupid thing. Oh, we can't copy it. But I can. Let's see if it'll let me do it. Insert. Image. We'll do oversells. We'll do. There it is. Oh, this thing's bugging out on me. What is going on with the live? There we go. We have officially been an hour, but I did comments, so I'm counting the comments. I think we did this in under an hour. I'm going for it. I'm going to say we did. Because once we get the formatting, it'll be done. Why is it freezing up on me here? Oh. Let's stretch this bad boy down some more. Let's bring this one Yeah, I like the way this went. Yeah, let's center that bad boy. Now we're going to go into format. We're going to theme. We're going to do our formatted theme. We're going to do customize. We're going to use Roboto. Our main color is going to be, not that. That is a mosquito. I'm going to cry like a little girl. But we're going to paste my color scheme in here. Oh, it's just a fly. It's just a fly. Shoot fly, don't bother me. Shoot fly, don't bother me. Bum, 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 bum. And you can do this with your brand colors. I normally have a sheet that I'm copying them off of to save time. My branding guidelines for this project, because Bite Size Zombie or Bite Size Munchies hired me to do this for them. And I want to make it look spectacular for them. So that way they can show all of their zombie friends, maybe their competitors, the aliens or the cryptids, and I can go work for them too. That's going to be fun. Okay, we've customized it. Customize. Done. Done. Is this the way I want it? Abominations are darker and the leader. Okay, so we need to color these. We want these to be the lightest pink, and these are going to be the darker pink. The darker pink. Because we're going with the, oh, you know what? I don't think I used. You want to make sure you use undo. You want to make sure you use the theme one, not the added on ones. So that way it changes when you have to update your branding colors, and it saves you a lot of time in the long run. And we're going to change that to white. I want this to be a good one. So this is going to be the green. Oh, not that one, the green. This is going to be the lost revenue. We want that to be like a lighter green. And then we'll just make this one. Oh, this isn't supposed to be a dollar amount. That's just a plain old number. We're going to make this one like a, yeah, that looks good. You know what? I don't like these as bold. Let's take the bold off. We'll just make them italics. Italicized. Oh, yeah. And you were wondering, you're like, Larry, the branding is going to take forever. It is not. Let's put this one to the right so it lines up with them. I don't think I need that there, but I do want to make these. I got caught in the chart. There we go. I want to make these the light purple. Nope, that's too light. Too light. Let's make them this purple. And then, oh, you know what? We'll just copy and we'll paste the format here. Bum, 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 bum. Let's tug this up. And we're going to tug this one up a bit. And I want to shrink this size. I think it's done. Now we just go to view and we take off the grid lines. And let's take a look at our lovely dashboard. Man, that's pretty freaking awesome. Look at that, dashboard ready. And when you do this, the changes, it's not the same exact one you'll see, but it is. But the one you'll download, since we built this one, I already had it pre-made. And oh, speaking of which, let me turn that on. So again, the data set will be, if you want access to this data set, you can copy it, do whatever. But if you guys are really curious, let me show you what it looks like. You know what? I'm not going to show you. I'll let you figure that one out for yourself. But let's go to the comments. I felt I did that in under an hour. Branded under an hour and explain. Oh, we got some comments. Yes, it has been a while. You're probably not watching anymore, but yeah, I see the comments. I see the comments. I'm taking some soda. I was trying to do the speed run here. I think last week's this C9 Logitech Logitech camera drives me nuts because when I move out, it changes and I can't change the settings on it. It is a pain in the butt. So when they're like, "Oh yeah, that's one of the best cameras out there," they're lying. It's a good camera, but not for when I need it to do. So let's recap here. We built. Oh, let me clean this up. This is gonna go bonkers too. We're gonna clean up our station, our mess, so we don't leave it a mess for anybody else. We'll delete that. So we have this formatted table right here we're using to reference it. Again, you could easily put this in the back and just do something like this, have it be there, and then we would just color it all white and put it behind the dashboard over here like that. We could do that. Oh, this is not centered correctly. There we go. Neither is that. Oh, that's because I lifted them up. And I was wrong on the baseline. The negative color needs to be orange. The positive needs to be green. Now that's going to be the same. Positive needs to be green. Negative needs to be orange. I was off by one. But these are the attentions to details at the very end that we need to do. Yeah, so they're all down from the total. We can see the percentage difference. So they're always going to be orange. It's the total difference from here. So what I wanted to point out on this, since we're over here and I'm summarizing this, well, here, let's go. Nope, I want to summarize it. If you work in sales and you have a sales funnel where you're getting a 30% close rate, you're doing something really good. Uh, I would make me as a data analyst wonder, like, how come it's so high? It's not, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying we could be leaving money on the table. So when I'm looking at this, I'm seeing that our deals are closing. We're 30% close rate. I can see like a third of that is from this the top tier, and it's split up evenly. That's the way it should. I have the data set up. But if I saw something like this in a real world, I'd be like, why are all the sales equal when the middle tier, the runner's removal service, is the one we want most people to buy? Because the abomination eradicators, that should be the high tier price where we only want maybe 10% to buy. We definitely want like 60% buying the removals, and then the leftovers is the affordable range. Those are the kind of goals I would think if you're doing the tier. Um, this is how I would do it. And I know there's a lot of people that disagree with me, but if you have a middle 3 tier product, your focus is usually, and I know a lot of YouTube videos do this, but your focus is to get them to buy the middle one. That's the golden goose of it. So you would want that to be much higher than what it's showing here. This is saying a third. So to me, if I'm looking at this, this is where those zombie brains are going to come in handy. I'm looking at this. I'm saying, wow, we're closing a lot of deals on the high tier priced item. That means we want that to be much more expensive. We're underselling our service, undervaluing our service. We need to raise the value. So if we raised it, I would try to get it to a point where we could raise it to where it's accounting for about maybe 10%, 10 to 15% of all closers. And then probably 20% at the affordable range, 20 to 25%. And then everything else should be the runners removed. That's how I would readjust these prices to get it that way. Will I lose, not get as many closes? Yes, I probably won't get as many closed deals. However, the ones that are buying this abomination eradication, I would get a lot more money for. So my profit margins would increase and along with my revenue. And I would only have to reduce, like, I don't want to say reduce the sales staff or the closers, but I could reduce a lot of the work that goes into the closures. Uh, if I just manipulated the price, that's what I would see on something like this. So if you see something that where your high price ticket item you're closing a lot of, you don't want that. You want the middle one to be the high one. If you're selling a lot of the high price ones, you need to raise the price on that one. That's what I would see with this one. So that was that spoiler alert I was going over. But I designed the data set just to point that out because I've seen it before, and talking as a data analyst, talking with the stakeholders, explaining to them like, no, we want the middle one to be the most. We can increase the price. Yeah, we'll lose sales, but if we have a chart that shows if we increase it this much, we'll still make more money. So they're all about how much more money we can make. You as an analyst would need to show them if we increase the price, yes, we'll lose closing deals. However, we will still sell tons of runner removals, which is the one we want, and we'll increase the price. And anybody who buys the abomination eradicators will pay a much higher premium, thus almost maybe tripling the amount of money we can make off of that with less work, with less the services. So that's what I would be looking into on this one. Let's go to the QR codes. Please, if you like to support me, buy me a coffee where you're going to find all of these. And then the dashboard's over there. It's going to be buy me a coffee, Google Sheets, Fanboy, extras. And then it'll be, I think it's first one up there, but yeah, you'll see a lot of other stuff in there. And then there's the data sets. I haven't made cool images. I'm still working on this, but train your analytics with bite-sized munchies. It's just an image card right there, but you'll see it there. Here, in fact, I can share this tab. Let me show you. You'll see it. This is the dashboard I just turned on right here. And this is the data set. So you'll see this image. And there's some other freebies, previous ones in there, but yeah, they're in there as well. And that is the end of the stream. We built it under an hour because I'm not counting the comment break time. The breaks don't count because I was talking a lot. But we have built a dashboard in under an hour, a sales funnel dashboard. Granted, our data was already clean, but we did it. And other than that, stay surviving. Now, how do I turn this off? Where's the stop button? How do you turn? Oh, you'd think they'd make that brighter. All right.